Here's another risk that India is bracing for: supply disruptions in the oil market. Because West Asia is at war and the war could spill over. It could draw in regional players. These are all oil-producing countries. Almost the entire planet depends on West Asia for oil. In fact, 4 of the top 10 oil exporting nations in the world are in West Asia, 4 of the top 10. So if this war spreads, oil prices will soar. In fact, they're already higher compared to this time last year. And Israel has just begun the ground offensive. There's no telling how long this will last. So India is trying to secure supplies. And this time, India is looking at Venezuela, the South American nation. It is home to some of the world's largest oil reserves. But in recent years, it has also seen political turmoil. The West is not friends with the Venezuelan president. They accuse him of hurting democracy. They say his election was not free and fair. So America imposed sanctions on Venezuela. That was in 2019. Until then, India used to buy oil from Venezuela. 5 to 7% of crude imports to India came from Venezuela until 2019. But the American sanctions stopped all of that. India was forced to hold the business. And India has major business interests in Venezuela, especially India's public sector companies. They have stakes in Venezuelan oil fields. They're also owed money from their investments. And this is money that they've not been able to collect, all because of American sanctions. But this month, those sanctions were lifted. So Venezuela can sell oil in the global market again. And India is keen to buy again, that too at heavily discounted prices. It's an opportunity for India in 2 ways. 1, you diversify the oil risk, and 2, you save costs. In fact, India has been playing it smart in the oil market for a while now. Just look at the numbers. This is the latest government data. India has imported more crude this September than last. So more crude in September this year than last year, about 4.8 million barrels more. Also, prices are higher compared to last year. Yet, India spent less on imports. Let me repeat that. Oil costs more now. India has also bought more, but India's import bill is lower. In September last year, it was $11.8 billion. In the same month this year, it's $10.9 billion. How did India do this? Thanks to Russia. It has become India's biggest oil supplier. Imports from Russia have increased since February last year, since the war in Ukraine began. India has been buying more Russian oil. Earlier, the top suppliers were Iraq and Saudi Arabia. Now it's Russia. India pivoted to Russia to maximize savings. It also lowered the risk of dependence on West Asia. And now West Asia looks like a risky bet. So India is looking to tap Venezuela. This will insulate Indian consumers from the chaos in West Asia. It will also look at Russia's latest demands, address those demands. We've been telling you about them. When the oil trade first boomed last year, Russia was accepting payments in Indian rupees. But now it has a lot of rupees and nowhere to spend them. So Russia has a new demand. It wants oil payments in the yuan, the Chinese currency. India, of course, does not want that. 2 reasons for that: politics and economics. Relations with China are not good. It tried to invade India in 2020 and maintains an aggressive posture. That's the politics. And from the business perspective, the oil will become more expensive. Converting rupees to the Chinese yuan will add to the cost. And this will reduce the savings from Russian oil. Hence the turn to Venezuela. It gives India options with its oil imports, allowing it to navigate the complex global oil market.